Okay, I think that's okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTube. My name is Adriane, and I'm the host for this immersion today. And before we start, I'd like to quickly introduce Talking Talk. Talking Talk is an online language conversation platform, and it's one safe and welcome space where everyone can practice language they're learning, especially their speaking skills. And on this platform, you can practice English, French, Spanish, and Italian as well. And I'd like to make it clear that I'm not a teacher. I'm a student, just like you guys. I'm here work on improving my fluency and sharing my experience and learn together with you. So tonight, we will speak about future. I think is it or no future? It's about reality, no future. So before we start, I'd like to quickly introduce myself. My name is Adriane, and I was born in Brazil, São Paulo, and currently I'm living in Canada. I'm here as an international student. I'm married. I have two daughters, and on my free time, I love to read books when I have time, watching K-dramas with my daughters, and take a rest. It's my dream. I hope soon this week I can take a rest. And I love to eat, but I'm a bad cook. But I think is it about me. And Brizola, could you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, hello girls, hello YouTube. Good evening. I'm Lucas Brizola, but you call me Brizola. I live in Sorocaba, it's a countryside of São Paulo, Brazil. I'm single without kids, all at a special company for my two pets, one colored Mel and another Fred, both Shih Tzu. In my free time, I really like watching movies in the series, listen to music, I'm considered an eclectic person, and I really like dance. I really like read books, especially suspense and horror is my favorite genres. I am passionate about cooking, especially creating new dessert recipes. I really love it, the experience in my kitchen. What else? I'm working recruitment and selection for over 10 years with a focus on technology, and I started officially studying English at TALKNTALK in February of this year. I started for literally from scratch, and every day I'm moving close to my main goal, becoming fluent and more confident in English. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucas. And how about you, Veronica? Could you introduce yourself, please?
Hello everyone, my name is Veronica. I'm 22 years old. I have no kids, but I have two cats. One is called Mimi, the other is called Zé. And I really like reading books, watching movies, TV series, listening to music. I consider myself very eclectic, such as Lucas, but I'm really into pop, rock, not pop rock, but pop and rock, and indie music too.
Nice. Thank you, Veronica. And how about you, Denise?
Hello, good night for everyone. I'm Denise. I'm 24 years old. I'm living in Osasco, the university from São Paulo, and I'm a librarian. And I have two dogs. I love cats and dogs, but I have two dogs too. And my free time, I like to read books, listen music too. I'm considered very eclectic too, like Veronica. I like the same music and the same style of music, I think. And I like to cook new desserts too, like Brizola. And I think it's this.
Oops, nice. Thank you, Denise. And so, guys, to start this conversation about reality, I'd like to ask you, Denise, when everyone has access to unlimited information, how do you know what is real and what is noise, in your opinion?
I think it's a good question for me, and I like this question because I studied in the college, in the university, I studied librarian, but the course has been atualizado, and the name of course is information science. And the part of information science is said about this question. For example, exists an equation, and this equation, when you have a little of noise in this equation, when the results are closer than zero, significa the information is not sorry, tecnicamente não chega no usuário. Is not a fiction, and when the equation, the results are closer than one, is significant. The information, sorry, significa que a informação chegou de modo correto no usuário. Então, it's a it's like a binary equation, and I think it's some curiosity because I like to study this, and for me, this equation works in the real life because when you have many informations like noise, you can fix the best information, it's very, very hard, especially for kids and teenagers. I can see this is in the school.
Yeah, it's a hard question and interesting to think about it because, for example, nowadays we have AI all the time, and you can create information, you can create pictures, you can create videos too, and in my opinion, for me, nowadays, I think it's too hard for me. When you think about people that had get a graduation, get good information, it's complicated to indeed divided what is real or noise, and how you told about the child or teenager, because need the maturity to analyze the information and think what is real or no. And sometimes adults don't have this maturity to think about or decide about the real information. And when you have in the other side, kids and teenagers, it's hard. Or, for example, old people, I forgot how can I say oldest people that have
Elderly?
elderly. Yeah, thank you. Because sometimes have difficult to use technology, and I think it's hard to make a decision about what is real or no. Thank you, Denise. And how about you, Veronica?
I already forgot what was the question because I lost the chat. Can you read to me?
Adriane, hello there. You're frozen for me.
I'm sorry, and I was muted. One moment. Again, when everyone has access to unlimited information, how do we know what is real and what is noise?
I didn't prepare for this because I'm new to the platform, so I didn't know where to. Oh, now I see.
Can you see the question?
Yes, now I see the questions. But for me, I think sometimes there's no way to separate what's noise and what's real. And now with the AI videos, AI photos, AI everything, it's way not easier, but way difficult than already was. Because to create fake news was really easy, and now it's easier than ever. And even for us, because I also studied the IT field, like Denise, even for us that know how it works and which parts of it we can still recognize to know it isn't real. Even for us, sometimes it isn't that easy, and sometimes we don't see it. AI is traveling to a way where one day we won't know what's real or not. And so I don't think there's a way to differentiate it. And the unlimited knowledge that you mentioned, I think it's lost already because it's so unlimited that no one seeks for it anymore.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Veronica. Thank you so much. And how about you, Brizola?
The question is so hard to describe. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so nervous about the answer to the question. Let me see. I think when everyone has access to limits information, you get miss a lot of what we see inst really about the truth. It's about attentions. Noise is usually loud, emotional, and rushed. It tries to make you react instantly. What's real tends to feel calmer. It is still raises questions, but it don't force you to pick a side right away. For me, I think something feels more real when it makes sense over time and from different angles, not just in one post or one video. If an idea only works when you don't question it too much, it's probably noise. I think knowing what's real today is less about having more information and more about slowing down. When you stop consuming everything at once, the noise starts to fade on its own. Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. Thank you, Brizola. Nowadays, AI, it's so hard for us. For example, a long years ago, we have the opportunity to check the the website, the saved website to check information. But for example, nowadays you can create one website. Veronica, it's about working in technology. You know that it's possible to, for example, a long time ago, you can see the cadeado, like it's security site website, but nowadays it doesn't matter because you can create a lot of things. One page equal one real page, and you can write a lot of things, and it's hard to identify what's real or no. Thank you, guys. And Lucas, can I continue with you with the second
Yeah,
question?
yeah, let's move on.
Guys, I was thinking that this question for this immersion is about Christmas. I will put my cat Christmas. Oh my gosh, man. I don't know. It's not about Christmas. Okay.
The same is so experience, Adriana, because oh my
My
God, so hard.
goodness. Okay, okay. Let's continue, Lucas, please.
I read the question number 2 in the answer or answer.
Yeah, read
Okay,
and answer, please.
okay. Could the constant overload of data eventually distort our sense of true memory and even personal identity? Yes, constant that data overload can start our sense of truth, memory, and even personal identity. Because I think when we are exposed to too too much information at once, I think your brains really on shortcuts, repetitions, emotional impact, and the social validation to decide what feels true, even even if it isn't. Over time, this can blur fact with opinions and weaken your ability to remember events accurately because memories because memory becomes fragmented and constantly rewriting by new inputs. On a deeper level, I think personal identity can also be affected if your beliefs, values, and self-image are shaped more by external narratives, algorithms, and the comparison than by reflections and the lived experience. We may begin defining ourselves by what we consume rather than who we truly are. In the sense, I think protecting our attentions and the choice in what we engage with becomes an act of self-preservation. Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, thank you, Lucas. And you were talking, and I was remember about the TV show Black Mirror because I remember one episode that the people was changing your ideas because was following the other opinion. Just I have my opinion, but all the people was talk about one opinion, and I believe to real truth in this idea, know about my opinion no more. And it's crazy because it's easy. It's like I don't know in English, but efeito manada. One start the in the way, and all people go in the same way, and automatically you think, oh, maybe I'm in the wrong way and I need to go in this way too. It's crazy. And all the time the social media uh doing it with our brain, because all the time it's a lot of information. And when you sometimes you don't stop to think about it, but when you uh when you start to think, for example, and oh my gosh, now I'm doing the same thing that the others, that people was doing, and I doesn't agree, but I'm agree in this moment. It's crazy, the power of the information. Information a lot change your ideas. And thank you, Brizola. And how about you, Veronica?
I also think that social media is what distorts the most the reality for each people, because we have these giant bubbles that sometimes there are people with 3 million followers, 4 million followers, and you never heard of it. You never heard of their name, what they do, why they are famous, but in their bubble, they're very famous, and they influence, they not change, but they create opinions of uh, discussions that aren't being discussed in other bubbles. But the people who live in this bubble, they believe this is the reality. Everyone talking about this, everyone's thinking about this, and when they meet another person from another bubble, then it's a reality shock, and you ultimately it's been very very real, this reality, because uh, in the earlier years, like the 2000s, 2010s already, we lived everyone in the same reality, in much aspas, because we have sometimes the same memories, we saw the same movies, the same advertisement, but now even this aren't shared anymore. It's like we are being more and more individual, but we are, as a species, we have to socialize and have a community.
Wow, good point you bring for us tonight, because people nowadays, yeah, living more, oh my gosh, I forgot the word, isolado. But when we are people that live in society and we need to socialize with people, it's important for our feelings are growing up better. And people nowadays just living in your bubbles, like you said, just in your bubbles, and this bubble, it's my reality, and it's the perfect way to live, and it's crazy.
And sometimes just inside their houses, they don't even go
Yeah,
out.
yeah, it's true. Thank you, Veronica. And how about you, Denise?
I agree with everyone, and I think it's very, very uh, uh, hard, quite a hard thing, because in teenagers and children, I can see this, and I think when you don't have the brain totally formed, like you know what is a bad notice and a bad thing. It's 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 difficult, because, for example, I I a teenager talked to me with insane methods for emagrecer, like a teenager in the nono ano. And I think it's two things. One is the necessity for a good shape. Not good, because sometimes this is don't healthy, but but it's a bubble, and especially for teenagers, it's very, very important. Include if you include in this group, like for thin person, I think is this thin. I forgot the magras. What is this?
Yeah, thank you, Denise. You work with teenager and you know how it's hard. For example, for me, it's funny because the teenagers nowadays don't call, just text a message because uh, if you said, "Oh, please call," no, 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 I feel anxious because I need to solve the problem uh, in that moment. And when I text a message, I have time to think about what I will write. I have time to, for example, if I need to answer, I have time to think and choose the best word to answer. But when you need to call, you need to make decisions and in the real time. And sometimes it's complicated. It's hard for teenagers because uh, they feel anxious because need time to make decisions, and when you to call isn't possible because you have to think and answer quickly, and it's complicated. I think it's one skill that this new generation is losing, was losing because don't call more. It's strange, but it's a skills, it's ability that you need to improve. But this new generation have a problem with this skill that I need to call and I need to think quickly and solve problems quickly, and it's hard to do it. It's okay. Thank you, Denise. And can I continue with you, Denise? Could you read and answer the question number 3?
Okay. With two people living completely different information bubbles, can they still perceive the same reality? It's a interesting question. I think it's no, because, for example, the teenagers again, some in the even with the prohibition of cell phones in school, they bubbles are are continuam acontecendo, have bubbles, and when these bubbles share information about the one thing the group these bubbles like, and I don't know, is this a problem of this generation, but these bubbles can can share with other bubbles in the same sala, for example. It's very, very hard, you know. uh, Even every bubble have a very, very hard point to share, and but not to share, it's only to talk, but they can can the childrens can tipo, elas não conseguem mais fazer com que o outro veja o ponto de vista dela sem ser agressivo, you know? It's a hard question, hard question.
Yeah. When you live in the same bubble all the time, it's difficult when you know people that think differently, and it sounds strange. Ah, okay. Thank you, Denise. And how about you, Lucas?
Oh God. I think they can live in the same world but experience a very different version of reality. When people are in separate information bubbles, they here exposed to different factors, narrative and emotional. So the same event can feel completely different to each of them. It doesn't one one person it's fully right and the other is wrong. It's mean their perceptions is shaped, but what they constantly see and hear find a common ground usually thanks curiosity, listening, and I willingness to step other side or your bubble. I don't know it makes sense for you. Do you understand my answer? Yeah. Oh my God, it's so hard to describe it.
Yeah, so hard this question, guys. I don't remember about nothing about this question, but forgive me because I was very stressed. I was suffer a lot stress because the university. Okay, but sorry for this question. But for example, in my opinion, I think it's hard and it's impossible people perceive the same reality. For example, if I bring this cup of water in this situation, one group in one bubble can see the. I will try like a half empty, no, like a copo meio cheio, copo meio vazio. And it's the same glass, but people can see different things. And in this situation, I think it's hard. How can you perceive the same reality if one group in one bubble it's see, oh, it's empty, and another one, no, it's crowd. In my opinion, it's hard for this reason. It's a simple example, but I think it shows us the whole about so the complexity oh my gosh, complexidade. It's hard today. And for the different groups see the same reality for this reason. And how about you, Veronica?
I agree with the three of you. I think there has always been bubbles everywhere, the poor and the rich, one country versus another with different cultures. What Denise said about even without cell phones, the teenagers have their bubbles inside their classes has always been real. But now, what she said about the anger, it's like the other is always the enemy, and the other has always to agree with you. If they don't, you have to fight with them. You have to cancel them, like the teenagers say. So I think this has always been the reality of a society, but now it's even more aggressive.
Wow, I totally agree with you, Veronica. I think this relationship nowadays it's so superficial, not more deeply. If you, for example, if I'm no don't like you, Brizola, I just block you in my cell phone and it's okay. And face to face isn't easy to do it. You need to talk with Lucas if I like or if I don't like. I need to talk with him. But in the virtual, I can just block and okay, my problem, it's over.
You take this person out of your existence and suddenly all's resolved.
Yeah, but people, I saw living not the real life, just the virtual life all the time. Yeah. Thank you, Veronica. And can I continue with you? Could you read and answer the question number 4, please?
Yes, I can. Number 4. How much of our worldview is genuinely ours, and how much is shaped by algorithms we don't control? That is good. I think most of our worldview, by what we perceive of the world, what news we receive, is mostly guided by algorithms without we even knowing. It's the algorithms are very intelligent now, and with a few minutes of scrolling in the cell phone, they already track what grabs our attention the most. And even when it doesn't grabs our attention because we like it, or because we are intrigued, or because we don't like it, when we find it absurd, it still sends it to us. And so when we see our worldview has changed, because when I don't have TikTok, I don't have X, but I X Twitter, but I do know what happens in there, and I know that if I used it, I would have a completely different worldview, because in there are such discussions in very aggressive discussions that I don't receive now, just because I don't have the social medias. Because if I had, I know this is what they send the most by the algorithm, because it's what engage the people, because the people wants to discuss, to argue, and when they see, this is all they receive. And the products too, the consumism, we don't perceive, but we receive lots of products ads in our social medias. Sometimes even in our phones, we don't have to have a social media. We are playing a game and we have ads. We are opening a fridge, it has ads, because it will start to have ads. And it's out of our control, the ads that we will receive. Sometimes we don't like something product, but we will receive it, and our thinking will be, oh, this must be nice, people are buying it, this is being advertised, so I think I'll try it. And they win ourselves by the exhaustion. I think we have no control at all.
Yeah, I totally agree. And about this question now, I have one question. Who am I? Because I don't know who I am. Who am I after the social media? Because all the time I feel like a piece of a puzzle, and I I'm building when I saw anything on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever, or all social media, because influence you all the time, all the social media, and it's hard. And I when I read this question, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I have my my control about my life or no. Because, for example, I love to read, and this year I just read one book that I chose for read, and I'm in the end of the year, and I read two because I was it's a big obligation, no, my choice. But I spend a long time on social media, and I just have the Instagram that I see cute videos about cats or dogs, and all the time I share with Denise. Or on Facebook, that in Canada, Facebook people use all the time. But I spend a long time doing it. Doing what? Nothing. Because I just scroll on my screen, and the time I feel like just wasting time. Just it. It's crazy. And in this question, I have one question. Who am I now? I don't know. I don't have question, or I don't have answer. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Veronica. And how about you, Brizola?
I think it's probably a mix of both because we like to believe our worldview is fully ours, but the truth is that algorithms influence us more than we realize. Then decide what we see, what gets repeated, and what feel normal or important. Over time, that shapes your opinions without is consciously noticing. At the same time, we hear not completely passive. Our experience, values, and the critical thinks still matter. The challenge is become aware of that influence, so we can question what we consume instead of just absorbing it automatically. Yeah, thank you, this.
Yeah, but it's hard when you stop and think, make it questions about what you're is watching or consuming. Yeah, it's hard. It's necessary maturity. Thank you, Brizola. And how about you, Denise?
I agree with everyone. And this question is a Black Mirror question, I think, because it's a typical theme, I think, theme of Black Mirror. And for me, in my opinion, I think I really, really like to believe in this because I think the we need to the interactions in the real life, and I think it's a the mm, universal. I think universal thing because we always still have been the interaction about the friends, bo- boyfriends, mother, daughter. I think this the social media depends about the real life about these interactions, because if I don't know what interaction with other people, I don't know with interaction in the online life, I think. Uh, I really, really believe in this. And, maybe it can be a mistake, but I really, really like to believe in this.
Yeah, me too, Denise. Me too. Thank you. And guys, unfortunately, the this immersion is going to end. But I'd like to know about you, Veronica. What your impression, what you think, if you like or dislike this immersion. I'd like to know about your opinion.
I liked it very much. I think I should be prepared. I think all of us should be prepared because these questions were so specific. It
Yeah.
caught everyone off guard. You were expecting Christmas questions. So
All of
I guess he caught you even more out of guard.
Oh,
But it was
so
really
no, sorry guys. In my mind, I will talk about Christmas. But when I opened the question, I feel, what's wrong? But I know it's a hard question, but I think that is important questions too, for not just for this immersion, for our life. I think it's important.
I think it's good for us to have to think of the answer
Yeah,
in time. It's good to prepare, but it's also good to have to structure your thoughts in the
yeah,
exact
yeah.
moment. Because in real life, it's like this. We have to answer
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah. No, yeah, the real life it's hard. Guys, okay, thank you so much for this night. And I hope that you enjoy a lot your Christmas or your New Year. If you need to take a rest, take a rest. Enjoy your alone by yourself or your with your family. Just enjoy, okay? And I see you in the 2026, oh, January. And wow, it's so long, so far. No, it's kidding. But thank you so much for this night. And I hope to see you in the next month. Okay? Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you, Adriane.
Bye.
Thank you,
Thank
girl.
you.